Hello everyone, I am Erika of beadingschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly free beading workshop to make sure that every beader around the world has company and can have fun together. I hope that you can hear me and you can see me. Please let me know in a comment. I would like to make sure that the technical side is alright. It's always a stressful thing until I know that it works. And Erika is here already, and Sarah and Marianske. Hello, ladies. How are you today? By the way, I'm really curious that how many of us will bead together today the Jodhpur beaded bead, as I think a record amount of beaders marked that they are coming or that they are interested in today's workshop. And it's always such a pleasure to see all the different variations. And I'm curious, where will you take, on what kind of journey will you take this little beaded bead for which the inspiration came from far, far away from India. And Lisa is here, and some Facebook user friends, and Antoinette, and Katja says that she can see me and hear me. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for letting me know. And Nancy is here, and Marianne, and Anne, other Nancy, and Tanya, and Jessica, Corinne, Elena is here, Aniko, Sue, Faye, Gunel, and Mektab. If I haven't said your name, then it's because I don't see your name. I see you as a Facebook user. I'll show you like this. So that's because you are watching from the Beading School Club and the broadcasting program that enables me to put the video at the same time into the club and also on the Facebook page. It does not see your name and face automatically. So if you would like to, you can click the link above the video and enable the program to see your name and see your face. And then I can say that, hi Claire, and hi Alicia, and hi Sherry, and Sunshine, and third Nancy today. Oh my god, and Nancy says, would you believe that I could only find one color of 12mm pearls after all those purchases? I can't believe it, dear Nancy. I saw the picture and the video that you took about your advent calendar purchases. And it looks so beautiful and so much and such an inspiration. I think all the colors and shape that you have now. But indeed, 12mm is not something that we usually use. So this is actually, I think, the first pattern that we have for a 12mm pearl. That's actually why I chose it, to give you options for all the possible shapes and sizes that are available. And Erika is here also, and Honey, and Natalie, and Sherry is here, and Liv. Liv, I hope that you are okay. And Christine, and another Facebook user, and Cynthia, Donna, Onya is here today, and Kara is here with us, and Ludka made it too. And today, as I said, we are going to bead the Jodhpur beaded bead. It is part of the Jewel of the Maharaja Beading School Academy team. You can bead it either by using components from your Beading School Academy team box. By the way, I think we have one fuchsia available at the moment, and also several full turquoise level boxes again. The ladies managed to put together some boxes after shipping the first big batch out to all of you. So if you navigate to beadingschoolacademy.com and you would love to grab one of these boxes, then it is a rare moment. They are both available and you can choose which one you would like to have. So you can use either the components and beads that came in your box, or you can, of course, grab something from your stash. I always try to stick during this No One Has to Bead Alone lessons to beads that are most of the time readily available in beaders' stashes. The 12mm pearl might be a bit tricky. However, this way of bezeling the pearl and decorating it with all the seed beads and the fire polished beads and the little bicones all around, it's quite easily adaptable to a 10mm or a bigger bead. So don't be afraid, try it, and then share the result of your experiment afterward in the Beading School Club. We always appreciate it, and it's really nice to see everyone's jewels. And Leslie is here. I'm really happy, Leslie, that you made it. Leslie of Twisted Sister Beader and Beadsmith. And Sheila is here, and Helena, and Britt Marie. And someone says, I got my box, so many shining stuff. Enjoy. And Jennifer. And Faye says, love beaded beads. And this one looks beautiful, as you can see the lovely pearls inside. Yeah, I really wanted to make the Preciosa pearl shine through the decoration. And Frida is here. And Zdenka is here also. Wonderful. So let's see, what do you need for the beaded bead? Of course, you will need the bead that's going inside your beaded bead. So I have a 12mm Preciosa nacre pearl in pearlescent blue color. It looks like, if mermaids exist, then I think that the color of their tail is something like this. It's a beautiful pearlescent bluish, bit greenish color, and it's super shiny. The Preciosa pearls, they have several layers of colors on top of each other to give them this deep, beautiful shine. So when you look at them, then it seems that if you could, into this color, specifically the pearlescent series, then it seems as if you would look into the depth of the bead. You will also need some 3mm fire polished beads. Those are the MIYUKI aquamarine ones. In my beaded bead, you will need some 3mm Preciosa BICONE beads. I used the blue zircon color. For one beaded bead, you need 4 pieces of the fire polished beads and 4 pieces of the BICONE beads. So it's also a great leftover eater if you have only a few left from a color or two. Then you need true to round pearls. Those are the shiny whitish silverish ones next to the fire polished beads, and you can substitute them with something else. You will need to experiment a little bit, but this might be something that maybe you don't have. So I recommend to try a size 11 or a size 8 seed bead instead of them, and then adjusting the number of the round 15 seed beads. And then you need, of course, some MIYUKI seed beads. So you need size 15 and size 11 round-shaped MIYUKI seed beads, and some size 11 MIYUKI DELICAs. I used metallics for the round seed beads, and I used a matte color for the MIYUKI DELICAs, and I love mixing these 2 different kinds of finishes, because I think it creates a very interesting look when mixing the matte and the metallics. if you would like to download the PDF tutorial, just a bit more talking and then we can finally start beading. So I have a PDF tutorial available for you. You can download it from no1has-to-bead-alone.com, and you can either go for the €5 support version to help keep the broadcast going, or you can download the free version and accept it as my helping hand. And in both cases, please make sure to invite your friends and tell them about No One Has to Bead Alone. And yeah, have fun, everyone, and enjoy reading, and let's get started. So, and Deb is here also, and Elena is here. And Elena says, I have got my Academy box yesterday, just in time for today. Wonderful timing. She says, so looking forward to this Academy round. Previous was amazing. Enjoy, everyone. And Jan is here also. So let's get started. Please let me know if you have your material ready. And yeah, let's do it. So we will start. I will also show the diagrams on the screen. The numbering of the diagrams here is a little bit different than in the tutorial, to make sure that I can show more illustrations on screen at the same time. So in step 1, we start with the MIYUKI DELICA beads, and we pick up 4 pieces of the MIYUKI DELICA. I work with FIRELINE, a black satin FIRELINE, and a tulip beading needle, and I like to leave a 10-12 centimeter or 5-6 inches long tail thread, but I don't tie a knot. I connect the beads into a little square by beading through all of them one more time, and then actually I bead through the very first MIYUKI DELICA that I picked up for a third time too. So this is how it looks like. And actually, sometimes in this tutorial, we are going to bead through this hole that is in between the 4 MIYUKI DELICAs, and I will refer to it as the big hole. Just so you know what I'm talking about. So that's the big hole. Oh my God, and nearly 90 of us here beading together. That's a number of beaders watching from the Beading School Club and the Beading School Facebook page. So you might see a smaller number, but I see the combined number in my program. And Cynthia would like to see it better. So this is how it looks like. A little square made of 4 MIYUKI DELICA seed beads. And this is in between the 4 seed beads. That is the big hole that we are going to use sometimes. And then we are going to add another round of MIYUKI DELICA seed beads, always in between the seed beads that we already added. So I'm exiting the first one, I picked up a new, and I bead through the second MIYUKI DELICA. And then again, I pick up a DELICA, I bead through the third one. This way I actually create a bigger square, and there are going to be 2 circles or 2 little squares of MIYUKI DELICA beads. And usually we step up and we finish by beading through a bead that was just added in the new step. But this time I ask you to stop beading after you went through a bead, a DELICA, that you picked up in that first square of 4 seed beads. So this is how it looks like. And now we are going to attach this to the pearl. So I pick up the big pearl, the 12mm pearl, and the MIYUKI DELICA square is going to the bottom of the pearl. And now I pick up 4 pieces of MIYUKI DELICA beads. I just noticed that on the illustrations, which is on screen, I accidentally put the second part of this step as the first. So first you need to pick up 4 DELICA beads, and then you bead through the very first one. Try to keep the beads as close to your pearl as possible. I hope I'm holding them tight, and then I'm pushing them with my finger, and I repeat this circle, and I bead through all the beads one more time. Including the very first one, actually, for a third time too. So there are 2 little squares on the sides of the pearl, and now I'm going to add MIYUKI DELICA beads in between the MIYUKI DELICAs that I have added. So I'm making this little square on the other side of the bead also bigger, just like the first little square. Oh, Natalie says that her bead has a super big hole, the pearl, and the size 11s fell through the hole. Natalie, what you can do in this case is that I would recommend to bead a peyote tube and insert it into your bead. That might help. That's how actually I used one of the components from the Maharaja box, the beautiful zirconia bead, that I inserted a peyote tube into its hole to make it smaller so beads don't fall through. I hope that it helps. So now I have a little square of MIYUKI DELICA beads on both sides of the pearls, and the pearl has now this funny candy-like shape. Please let me know, how is it going so far? How do you like it so far? If you can follow the tutorial, if you have everything on good track so far. And Jay is here. Welcome, Jay. Okay, Tanya says that it's clear. I'm happy to hear that. So let's move forward. So we will start by beading through the big hole, the pearl, and the big hole in the middle of the other square. And this is actually when you can really tighten the whole structure. So, by the way, I would like to thank Terry and Jenny, who were my proofreaders today and who made sure that the tutorial doesn't have typos or mistakes. And they had a question. Terry had a question that how can you make sure that the little squares stick to the pearl as close as possible. And this is the step when you can do that. So I bead it through the big hole in the middle of the square, through the pearl itself, and then the big hole in the middle of the first square that I have created. And then I pick up around 11 seed bead and I bead back through everything. Big hole, pearl, big hole. And I pick up around 11 seed bead for this side too, and I bead back through everything. And I can really tighten the connections here. And Jay is asking, I think it's her first time maybe, if there will be a pattern available. Jay, there is already a pattern available that you can download from no1has2beadalone.com to make sure that you can follow the broadcast easier and you can save it to your computer, print it. So yeah, it's already there. And hi, Joanna. Joanna is busy these days, but I'm glad that she could come and say hi at least. So this is how my bead looks at the moment. And later I will use this round 11 seed beads to connect some more components to my beaded bead. You can also use them for connecting beaded beads to each other, or to include your beaded bead in a beaded chain, for example. So this makes it actually, it's not only because we need it for this technique to make sure that the whole structure is tight, but it's also practical to have. And to show you what did I do with my own beaded bead, how I attached something more to this round 11s, I attached a peyote bezel on the top of my beaded bead, and then this fancy ear stud, and at the bottom I added this beautiful charm with the crescent moon shape and the cubic zirconia in metal settings. So first part is ready. Does anyone have any questions? Elena, thank you so much for sharing the link. Let's continue with step 4. And good morning to California. So now in this part, we are going to join the MIYUKI DELICA squares with rows of vertical rows of beads. So I am exiting now the big hole in the middle of the square made of MIYUKI DELICA beads. I bead through 2 MIYUKI DELICAs, and I want to exit the one that is in the outside row of MIYUKI DELICAs. And I'm going to connect it to a MIYUKI DELICA exactly opposite of it, also in the outside row of MIYUKI DELICAs. And I'm going to do it by picking up 3 pieces of round 15 seed beads, a round 11 seed bead, a true 2 round pearl, a 3 millimeter fire polished bead, another true 2 round pearl, a round 11 MIYUKI seed bead, and 3 more round 15 seed beads. So this is the sequence that I am using for this 12mm PRECIOSA pearl. But if you have a smaller or a bigger round pearl for the middle of your beaded bead, then this is the part where you need to adjust. So I'm beading through a DELICA that is exactly opposite of the one that I am exiting. This is how the seed beads and the fire polished beads and the round pearls will nicely hug my pearl in the middle. And then I bead back through all of them, and I'm also beading through the MIYUKI DELICA that I was exiting before picking up the new beads. I'm sorry, I managed to throw my whole motif and then it got a bit tangled, but it's okay now. Marianska is asking if she can use a true to fire polished bead. I guess you can, because both of these beads are called true to because they are actually 2mm of the size. And yeah, they also have other 2mm fire polished beads and round beads manufactured by other companies. However, sometimes they are 2.5mm big, and it does make a difference. But these two that you mentioned, the true to fire polished and the true to round ones, they should be exactly the same. So it should be okay, but you need to test it if you would like to make a substitute. And now I am beading through the DELICA that I was exiting before picking up the new beads, and then two more, one in the inner row of MIYUKI DELICA beads and one in the outside row of MIYUKI DELICA beads. And then I can do the same, and I will connect all 4 MIYUKI DELICA beads in the outside row to the MIYUKI DELICA beads exactly opposite of them. Joyce is here too. Wonderful. So, how are you ladies doing with your little beaded bead? How is it going? Please let me know. And tell me, what kind of colors are you using today? I'm curious to know. So I picked up the same sequence of beads that I used before, and again I'm connecting with them the 2 DELICA beads. I missed a round pearl. I need to add that. And Tanya says, looks good, and I'm happy with my colors. A marriage of shades of blue. I'm curious, Tanya. And Anya says, oh, she missed the step. You can always, like, if it's not clear from the PDF file, then you can always later rewatch the broadcast as the video stays online, and it even will go up on our YouTube channel. And Katja is using a pearlescent pink pearl for the middle. I think the pearlescent colors are absolutely the nicest from the whole PRECIOSA pearl collection. I also like the matte ones, like the sage and the salmon, the pink salmon, but the pearlescent ones are special with this beautiful shine. And thank you, Sheila. Sheila says she likes the colorway. Faye will bead it a little bit later when the sun comes up. It's past 5 a.m. for Faye, and she will use a Bordeaux colored pearl. Jen is using colors from the Maharaja box. And do you use exactly the same as me, or did you maybe use the Aurum BICONE beads? Because there are two different BICONE beads available in the I don't know if you have the fuchsia or the turquoise box, but in the fuchsia box there are two colors of BICONE beads available, so you can make your choice. Ona is using an African malachite round pearl. I think that will be also very nice. Malachite is so beautiful, and gemstones are special. Natalie says that she uses white pearl, soft pink fire polished, fuchsia bicones, and silver seed beads. Nice. 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐊 is also using a gemstone. She's using moonstone. Nancy has a beautiful color combination tool. She went for a peacock green pearl, galvanized dark silver delicas, silver lined gold seed beads. The 2 millimeters are deep lilac, and then all the rose luster and dark turquoise fire polished beads. And Jen uses the same blue zircon bicones as I do. I really like the blue zircon shade, both as cabochons and as bicone beads too. Leslie says that everyone's choices sound so lovely. Leslie, you know that my true to round pearls are from you guys, right? Traveling to us from Beadsmiths and then traveling in the academy boxes all around the world. Honey asks, and you got out of bed specifically for beading school? Honey, Faye is hardcore. She does that twice a week. And Stanka says light cream pearl and silver and gold small beads, and I just decided to change one color. Oh, that happens. And Ula says apricot and orange. Hello, what a surprise! Turquoise bronze to cover it, and like trutus from the Maharaja box. Those are such a wonderful color. Like, you know that I don't like white and shades of white. I think I've said it many, many, many times. However, this silverish finish, I refuse to call it white, and it combines so well with many different colors. It combines so well with everything, I think. Ronnie is surprised by Faye's dedication to wake up twice a week for 5 a.m. And imagine that during the Advent calendar adventure, Faye got up every day for 24 days at 3 a.m. to be between the first ones to see what the Advent calendar is hiding for that day. And then we have a Facebook friend with a Jasper pearl. And we have now both Leslies, the whole team Leslie here from Beadsmith, or did I mess up at the beginning? Because now I see Leslie Rogalski, and at the beginning I think I saw Leslie Pope, or did I mess up? Are both of you here, ladies? And Faye says, it was a wonderful month of surprises. And your box just landed on your bead mat, right? And Elena says, Faye, you are a hero. I never could wake up so early. Same here. And oh my god, the whole Beadsmith team Leslie is here. Wow, ladies, so nice to see you. Have you here. I had the chance to meet both Leslies at the last Bead and Button show in Milwaukee 2 years ago, and it is such a nice memory. So I have the net, the basic net around my pearl, and now I am going to connect these vertical lines with X-shaped additional decorations all around. So just as I had 4 delicas in the first row, 4 delicas in the second row, and then I have 4 horizontal rows of beads, vertical rows of beads connecting the two, well, the head and the bottom cover of the bead, then I will also create 4 X shapes in between these vertical lines. So let's do it. Do you have any questions, ladies, about this part? I want to make sure that everyone can follow it nice and easy. And Kara, she says, pearlescent khaki from the Romeo box. Not sure about the other colors. I have 3 options for fire polished and 2mm sitting in front of me. So I will just wing it and end up redoing after the first make. Brit Marie says that Faye is a champion. Indeed. And Joyce says, I might have to raid my Romeo and Juliet boxes to get started. And that's a good idea. There we had actually some 12mm pearls in the boxes, in the Preciosa pearl boxes. So that's also one of the reasons why I wanted to bring back the 12mm round shape and to create a specific tutorial to go with it. So if you don't have questions about this part with the vertical lines, then we are going to create the little X shapes now. First, we are drawing diagonal lines, and then we will all around the pearl, and then we will complete the decoration into X shapes. But first, we will make diagonals. So how I do that? I am exiting now a DELICA bead, and I bead through 3 round 15 seed beads and a round 11 seed bead. This is where I am exiting now, between the round 11 and between the 2mm round pearl. I pick up a round 15, 2 DELICA beads, another round 15, then a 3mm Preciosa BICONE, and the same group of seed beads on the other side of the BICONE. So again, round 15, 2 delicas, and another round 15. And I'm going to draw a diagonal with my beads between 2 vertical rows that are next to each other, and I'm going to bead through around 11 and 3 round 15s towards a DELICA. And then I bead also through the DELICA bead that is holding this vertical row. So when I pull my thread, then here you can see the first diagonal finished already. And I bead back now through the 3 round 15s and the round 11 seed bead. And I'm going to do the same 3 more times, always picking up the same combination, always round 15, 2 DELICA beads, round 15, then a bicone, and round 15, 2 DELICA beads, and 1 more round 15. And again, I imagine a diagonal and I bead through round 11 and 3 round 15s towards a DELICA. Oh, and Tanya says that she managed to break accidentally around 15, but she can easily replace it, so that's wonderful. And by the way, you can also leave your beaded bead a bit airier. So if you don't want to connect the vertical lines with the diagonals, then you can leave the beaded bead as it is. You can even add only the diagonals without creating the X shapes. That's another option. Or you can, for example, if you don't like diagonals and you want more vertical lines, then you can also connect the DELICAs in between with vertical lines instead of adding diagonals and X's. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have a question. Now I'm at the part that I'm beading back through 3 round 15s and a round 11. And since I did it without crossing the DELICA, then I just frogged unintentionally this last part. So I now some intentional frogging. And ladies, do you already have some ideas? What are you going to make with your beaded beads? Are they going to be earrings like for like the original, or maybe connectors between some bigger motifs, or maybe a full bracelet or necklace? Zdenka has a question. She says, is it on the diagram to exit the 11 round and it should be from 15 round? So if you mean that when do you start picking up, where do you start picking up the diagonals, then you are exiting the 11, the round 11, before picking up beads for the diagonal. So my thread is hanging from the round 11, and now I'm picking up the combination of round 15, 2 DELICA beads, round 15, bicone, and then the same group of seed beads. And oh, honey, it's making a long necklace with a rope in between. That's going to be a statement piece. Tanya will add Preciosa drops, and she's creating a pair of earrings. That will be super elegant. Joyce is making earrings too. Kata says, I'm having such a happy piece in front of me. It's a very versatile pattern with so many opportunities. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kata. I'm happy when you guys are happy. Brit Marie is making a decoration for a bag with a tassel. Okay, I'm glad, Zdenka, that I could help you. And hi, good morning, Belinda. Nice to see you again. And we have a Facebook user friend who is making earrings too. Oh, Eleanor. And she says, but I have a vision of a bracelet and necklace in 7 different colors like a rainbow. That will be amazing, Eleanor. And Nancy is adding the chaton, and it's going to be a pair of earring. And Sheila makes a ceiling fan pull decoration. That's so cool, Sheila. I'm actually thinking about a matching necklace because yesterday I already proof beaded the pattern when I was drawing the illustrations. And by the way, this was such a nightmare to draw for me. I'm used to flat shapes, but a 3D shape was a challenge. So I will have 3 beaded beads finished once I finish today's pattern, today's motif. So I want to finish my earring, and then my idea is that from the third one I would like to make a matching necklace that I'm hoping to add something else in between, one of the cabochons from the box, maybe as the focal, maybe the lotus, or maybe the gemstone cabochon, and then continue with the beaded bead and the bezeled chaton, and then I will hang the same decoration at the bottom of the focal piece. So I would have like a nice V-shaped necklace. And Sharon is here. What's going on? But I'm glad that you could make it, Sharon. I hope that you are doing well. And Helena is making small earrings and a bracelet. By the way, I really got into V-shaped necklaces, and I created yesterday. Okay, I had to untie this before I would pull and tighten this knot. Okay, it's done. So yesterday in the evening I created a focal component for another V-shaped necklace. So with this slim navette, that's another pattern that is coming with your Maharaja box. That will be the second pattern for the Fuchsia Academy students. So I connected 2 of the motifs. I added one of the pure ruby Preciosa cabochons, and I added this cubic zirconia pendant at the bottom. And then I think that I'm simply going to finish it with a row of pearls on both sides. What do you think? Tanya thinks so. Oh, thank you so much. Ladies, I'm really glad that you like it. Sharon is waiting for her box. And by the way, I would like to thank Susie for her help with beading so many navette motifs for me. I asked for some help from her. I beaded several, but you know that I'm not great at repeating the same motif. So I beaded the original, of course, for the earrings. Then I beaded one more navette for the necklace. And then Susie helped me a lot. Thank you so much, Susie. So then she sent me the shapes, and then I could connect them in any way that I had ideas for. I had lots of ideas. So thank you, Susie, for all that work. And there is still more coming. Okay, Faye likes the idea of pearls. Nancy too. Zdenka too. Tanya says, those small navets are so beautiful. I hope they will come in the shop because the ones in the box will be used for all the beautiful patterns you already showed to us. They are coming to the bead shop, Tanya, I can promise. And they are coming in lots of different colors and both in gold and silver setting. And hi, Christina. Helena loves the bracelet. Sharon will also do a bracelet. I'm really happy, ladies, that you like the motifs. It was like a love project, the navet motif. And hi, Lisa. So, and I need to get moving with my diagonals. So how are you ladies doing with your beaded beads? By the way, just as with every jewel in the Maharaja box, the jewels, they get their names after beautiful places in India. Jodhpur is also a name of the city in India. And for some reason, it's not showing up. I will try to add them again. Just a second. And hi, Sinovo from Norway. Is it your first time, maybe? Welcome. So, Jodhpur is another royal city in India where a Maharaja used to live. And it's called the Blue City. As you can see, the houses are painted blue, most of the houses. So this view is from the top of the mountain where the fortress and the palace is. This is the courtyard of the palace. You can see a very focused Adam, actually, and a very focused Yvette, also members of the Beading School team, with some headphones listening to the story of Jodhpur and the Jodhpur Maharaja. And here we have one of the rooms, which I really loved, and the room and most of the rooms in the palace, they are decorated with mosaics and inlaid glasswork and gemstones, and they are super beautiful. This is the fort of Jodhpur. So just a little taste that where does the name of the beaded bead come from? And Thai indeed, Martha. Yes, I see your name now. And Cindy is here. Oh, I love these evenings with you, ladies. Thank you so much for being here week by week. And by the way, tomorrow at the lunch break room, there is another lunch break room of the Beading School Academy waiting for you. So if you are a member, then you can hang out with your fellow students and chat and ask questions. So last week I was waiting for you, and tomorrow Zuzi, my colleague and good friend, is waiting for you in the lunch break room. So if you would like to ask her maybe about her beautiful new pendant that she made with bead embroidery recently, the Aztec Sun, or anything else, or just to get to know her better and each other, of course, then tomorrow is your chance at the Beading School lunch break room. And I created all the diagonals, the 4 diagonals for my beaded bead. this is how it looks. It would also be possible to leave it like it is, but I'm going to continue and make little X's out of the diagonals. So I need to first cross the DELICA bead up through the whole line, the vertical line, as I need to change direction. I bead through the DELICA bead, holding the vertical line, and then I bead again through the 3 round 15ths and the round 11 seed bead. So again, I am exiting between a round 11 seed bead and a 2 millimeter round pearl. And to complete the little X, the middle of the X is the BICONE bead, so I am not going to double that. I pick up a round 15, 2 DELICAs and another round 15, and then I bead through the BICONE. I pull my thread tight, and then I pick up the same. So I pick up the round 15 and I pick up 2 DELICAs and another round 15. And this is the 4th leg of the X, and I bead up through the round 11 seed bead and 3 round 15s. So this is how it should look like at the moment. And Nancy has a question. Here in the States, the fire polish is sold by pound weight, 4LB, 6LB, 8LB, 10LB. For example, yet many tutorials provide the... do you mean, Nancy, do you mean the FIRELINE? Not the fire polish bits, but the FIRELINE thread? She asks, how can I find the conversion to know which weight to use? I don't have a conversion yet, but what I can tell you that I use the 4LB size, 0.0.5 inches average diameter, and I use it for everything. Absolutely everything. I very rarely used a bit thinner, but I don't even own it anymore. So I think that it is perfectly enough to have one size, and you can go a long way with it. And thank you so much, Elena. Oh my god, Elena, that's so nice of you. She put down the whole conversion for Nancy. So 6LB is 0.20, 4LB is 0.15, 2LB is 0.10 millimeters. And Joyce is asking that what kind of needle am I using? I'm using the size 11 tulips. And yes, indeed, I use the 4LB. So if you actually go to the Beading School bead shop at the moment and you click on tools, then for now, the only FIRELINE what we have available in the bead shop is the one that I am using all the time. And the only needles that we have available, the size 11 tulips, those are the ones that I'm using all the time. So it's really easy if you don't have now a pen or pencil to make a note, then it's really easy to know what is my go-to thread and what is my go-to needle. So I have now 2 complete decorations, and I need to make 2 more. Sharon is asking where to get the 1,500 yards. I respectfully ask everyone not to comment with another bead shops. We usually have the big spool of FIRELINE available. And can you please drop a message to info@beadingschool.com that you need more FIRELINE, because I'm pretty sure that we actually have it, but probably the ladies didn't have time yet to upload it to the bead shop. There is, lots of stuff going on, always busy, and there are lots of beads and tools and everything waiting for you. So please drop a message, and then we will prioritize uploading the FIRELINEs. So I'm completing the last X. I'm picking up the last penultimate group of round 15 to DELICA beads and round 15, and then I'm beading through the BICONE. Oops, and we have an Andrea here. Hi, Andrea. And Andrea just made a confession. Yes, we do have it under my table waiting for uploading. So I guess Sharon doesn't need to write an email, but this urgent need of FIRELINE just reached the perfect destination. So yeah, everything worked out fine. And Britt-Marie says, it's so nice to be part of this journey with you all. Sometimes it's a bit lonely. I have the same feeling, ladies. Like, you make my life so much richer, and I could not even imagine it without the beading community and beading with you. So thank you, everyone. And 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄 is here. Yeah, it's great that you asked, Sharon. Andrea enjoyed a little vacation, a well-deserved vacation after the busy December and beginning of January. So on Monday, she's back with full force. So I finished. Oh, and Vanya is here. Busy at work and still watching No One Has to Be Alone. Uh-oh, Vanya. So I finished my beaded bead. This is how it looks like. And for next Tuesday, for Coffee Time with Erika, I'm preparing for you some of my favorite peyote tricks. So I will, for example, show you how to connect a peyote bezel right away to the beaded bead without having to secure your thread first and starting a new one. So I will leave my beaded bead as it is. Okay, I will secure my tail thread, but with my working end, I will right away connect the peyote bezel. And then I will also show you that how can you, for example, mend a cabochon, the peyote bezel of a cabochon, if you dropped it accidentally, like I did with my gemstone that came in the Maharaja box. So that's another thing that I will show you. And some more basic peyote tricks that will come handy on your beading journey. So please let me know if you have any questions left. And I would like to bring into your attention that we have a little ongoing mini challenge, a Starry Night mini challenge. And it was the previous theme of Beadingschool Academy, the Starry Night. We were creating jewels inspired by Van Gogh's beautiful painting. And students who enjoyed the theme, you can already upload your jewels through a form under the Starry Night theme in the virtual classroom, and you can win one of the books about Van Gogh's life, a collection of his letters or a full collection of his paintings. And Vanya is asking about lunch break. Yes, there is going to be a lunch break tomorrow with Susie. And one more announcement. Also, lovers of the Starry Night theme, you might find it good to know that we have the kite-shaped cabochons back in stock. And actually, together with the 12mm PRECIOSA pearls and the 27mm round cabochons that we also restocked and uploaded many new beautiful colors. So all these three groups, the kite cabochons, the 12mm PRECIOSA pearls, and the 27mm round cabochons, they are 15% off until next Tuesday's Coffee Time with Erika. And yeah, you don't need to do anything specific. If you want to enjoy the discount, it's automatically applied. No discount codes needed. And I'm quickly looking if anyone has any more questions. Jessica is looking forward to Tuesday. Martina also dropped her cabochon, so she's looking forward to the tips on repairing it. Cara says that the beaded bead is pretty and quick and easy and pretty. Sunshine already has a pair finished. Kata loves her beaded bead. Oh, Anya actually saw Starry Night in real life. Oh my god. So, thank you everyone for joining me today. Thank you for your company. I can't wait to see all your beautiful beaded beads in the Beading School Club. Keep uploading them so when I come back online on Monday morning, I have a lot of beautiful things to look at. And I wish you a peaceful, relaxing, and creative weekend. Take care, ladies. Bye-bye.